Today we're talking about the wolf himself, Khamzat Chimaev. He mauls people. He went from a war-torn childhood in Chechnya to flipping cages in Sweden, then blew the roof off the UFC with back-to-back wins in just 10 days. Now, he's one fight away from becoming middleweight champion at UFC 319. But who really is this guy they call Borz, and why does everyone from fans to fighters treat him like the final boss? Well, here is his story. Khamzat Chimaev was born in Chechnya in 1994, where life meant learning to fight early. By age 5, he was already wrestling, rough and relentless. In 2013, his family moved to Sweden with nothing. Khamzat cleaned floors by day and trained like a man possessed by night. No fame, no spotlight, just grind. He wasn't chasing the UFC, he was chasing improvement. People in the gym called him a machine, and it stuck. Every takedown, every round came from struggle. That fire started in a place where losing wasn't an option, and he never forgot that. Once Khamzat settled in Sweden, his work ethic went into overdrive. He joined the All-Stars Training Center in Stockholm, a gym known for producing killers, and quickly made his presence known. Coaches were shocked by how intense he was. He didn't talk much. He trained, sparred, then trained again. Every day looked the same. Grind, recover, grind again. He'd already been wrestling since he was a kid, but Sweden gave him the platform to prove just how good he really was. In the national freestyle wrestling scene, he dominated. He won gold at the Swedish Championships in both the 86 kg and 92 kg weight classes, and it wasn't close. Most of his matches ended with him tossing opponents around and scoring technical falls. In one tournament, he reportedly outscored his opponents 105-12. By the time people were starting to learn his name, he was already training alongside UFC veterans like Alexander Gustafsson, and when Gustafsson called him the most disciplined guy in the room, that carried weight.
And you could just see in the early days that he really wanted this, and he's just been living at the gym since then.
Khamzat was the kind of fighter who stayed late after practice, went over film, and asked for more drills when everyone else was done. It was clear he had the skills, but it was his attitude that made him dangerous. He wasn't content being the best in Sweden. That was just step one. He had his eyes locked on something bigger, and everyone around him could feel it. He wanted to fight the best in the world, and he was getting closer every day. Now, Khamzat Chimaev crashed in the UFC like he was trying to break the place. His UFC debut in July 2020 was pure chaos, in the best way. He dismantled John Phillips with over 100 strikes and only got touched once before choking him out in round 2. 10 days later, he was back, this time against Rhys McKee. Same story, takedown, ground and pound, quick finish. 2 wins in 10 days, absorbing just 2 strikes. That kind of start was historic. Then came Gerald Meerschaert. Chimaev ended it with a single punch in 17 seconds. The hype had officially turned into fear. When he faced Gilbert Burns, he finally got tested. 3 rounds of non-stop pressure, big shots, and real adversity. Chimaev won by decision and proved he was a fighter who could hang in a war. Against Robert Whittaker, he brought the pressure again. First round takedown, quick control, clean submission. That win, it locked him in for the biggest fight of his life. In just a handful of fights, he had gone from newcomer to title contender, and now the road leads to UFC 319. Khamzat is now set to fight for the UFC middleweight title against Dricus du Plessis on August 16, 2025 in Chicago. It's one of the most anticipated matchups in recent memory because both fighters bring real danger. Chimaev arrives undefeated with 14 wins, 12 of them by finish. He's known for overwhelming opponents from the opening bell and dragging them into deep waters they can't escape. Once he gets control, it usually ends fast. But Dricus du Plessis isn't easy to break. He's the reigning champion for a reason, with wins over names like Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. He's smart, durable, and thrives in longer fights. While Chimaev starts fast, Dricus settles in and wears opponents down. Their styles couldn't be more different, and that's what makes this one special. Will Chimaev blitz his way to a belt, or will Dricus outlast the storm and hold the crown? All eyes are on UFC 319. Now to you, if Khamzat Chimaev walks out of UFC 319 with that belt, are we looking at the start of a new era, or the rise of the most unstoppable force the UFC has ever seen? Comment down below, leave a like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one. Also, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out our video of Dricus du Plessis.